Okay, this is a head fake. A head fake is, I'm going to talk to you about something, and the meaning of the message has nothing to do with the story. You'll figure it out, though, as we get into the story. A head fake in football is when you do this and you're going that way, and your goal is to get the defender to go this way so you can go that way. So I'm taking a walk, and a couple of years ago, I started walking every day for health reasons, and got addicted to it and became Forrest Gump in Coral Springs. And now I walk anywhere between 1,500 and 2,000 miles a year. So it's kind of silly, but I like it. And it's more for this than it is for my body, because it's just quiet time. And I spend a lot of time meditating. I don't listen to music. There's no headphones on me. And I do my best to get into quiet places as much as possible because I want to think. And this is also my time to share gratitude. And that's why they're called gratitude walks. And one day I'm taking a walk through Eagle Trace. And I'm walking the golf course as part of my walk that day. And I come across this pond that I do every single day. And I've been walking this walk every day for more than a year. And every day for more than a year, these ducks, kind of like this one right here, came up to me, quack, quack, quack. Now, this is the first time I've used props, so the story's a little different. These ducks would come up to me every day, quack, quack, quack. And I'm thinking, why are they doing that? I'll move that. I know you're a little worried. There's a baseball bat on your table. I was thinking, John, what are you doing? Quack, quack, quack. And then one day I realized, you know what? They're quacking. They're coming up to me. They come running, waddling, their little tails wagging, and they're looking for what? Food. Quack, feed me. And I've never fed them once, right? Not one time have I ever brought any food to feed them. Don't bring bread, it's not good for them. But they're asking me for food, quack, and I've never fed them. And yet they still come up to me every single day, quack. And I'm like, what is up? You know, you would think that they would get the message. I'm not feeding them, yet they keep asking. I'm rejecting them day after day after day, and they're still asking, feed us. Clarissa, if they could talk, they would be saying, John, where's the food? You know, every day you show up and you've never fed us. And then it realized to me, Alan, as I'm walking down the street a little bit further, you know what? They're not failing. They're succeeding. Because I'm wondering, why don't they give up? Well, they don't give up because it works. Now, just because it didn't work with me doesn't mean it doesn't work with someone else. And if they're quacking at me, quack, quack, quack. Look, Aaron, I've got props. If they're quacking at me, they're quacking at everybody else who comes by. Quack. And some of those other people are feeding them. And then I realized it's lead generation. It's the same thing as being a real estate agent, getting on the phone, calling a for sale by owner, calling an expired listing. I noticed your listing came off the market. Are you still interested in selling your home? No, go away. Hang up the phone on you. Failure, 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 failure. It's the same thing, but because they don't stop, they succeed. It works. And then I thought, you know what? If I can just get my real estate agents to lead generate like a duck, how successful would they be? How many more homes would they sell if they started, stop, behave yourself. If they started every day with, good morning, this is John. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty. And the reason for my call is a home in your neighborhood just sold, which is great news. Our challenge now is we still have buyers looking for great homes like yours. And I was just curious, who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home? In other words, we're quacking until somebody feeds us. And we don't stop until somebody feeds us. In the real estate world, that means you don't stop until somebody, Alan, says, you know what, I'm glad you called. I was actually thinking of selling my house. If I asked every single one of you, we have 15 on Zoom now and at least 15 in the room, there's 30 of you. If 30 of you had to get an appointment today, you had to, your life depended on it, could you? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. So here's the part you're not going to like. You choose not to. Now you choose not to because you stop quacking. If you would lead generate like a duck, Millie, somebody's going to feed you. And then as I'm walking down the street, I'm thinking about this even more. And I'm thinking, you know what? They don't have bad days. They don't wake up in the morning and go, it's too cold. It's too hot. My flipper's sore. I stubbed my what is that thing called? Their flapper. It's not a flapper. What is it called? I'm glad you guys don't know either. Their feet. I stubbed my foot yesterday, so I'm staying home. Or I don't like the way those other ducks were looking at me yesterday. Or people are so mean. I'm going to find a new pond. This probably works in Tampa, but the people in South Florida are not as nice as the people in Tampa. I think I'll fly to Tampa. I might go to another pond where I get to keep 100% of the food that I get rather than sharing some of the other people in the room. They don't do that. They just wake up and go to work. They never not wake up and go to work. So what does this look like for you? Prospect. Be prospecting-based, marketing enhanced. Please write that down. Be prospecting-based, marketing enhanced. Prospecting-based means that you are going to wake up every day. You're going to do your one thing that matters more than anything else. The one thing that has to get done before anything else gets done. Everything else is a distraction. Ducks don't get distracted. They've got their one thing is feed me. Your one thing is find somebody who wants to sell their home. Prospecting based means you are making outgoing calls. You're proactive versus reactive. Marketing based is reactive. Marketing means I'm spending money to attract people who are looking to buy or sell a home. I am marketing to make my phone ring. I am marketing in order to get an incoming email. Nothing wrong with marketing. You should do this as well. However, prospecting based is the key to success. By being prospecting based, you stay in front of the market. If you are calling expired listings every day, you're going to know the market's shifting before anybody else. And the reason you're going to know the market is shifting before anybody else is you're going to see more expired listings. You're going to see homes on the market longer. You're going to see more price reductions, all signs that the market is shifting. And if you're prospecting based before the market shifts, you have a head start on everybody else once the market shifts. Because I promise you, when the market does shift, marketing doesn't work as well. The phone stops ringing. Those agents who are living on incoming referrals are succeeding in spite of what they do wrong. You see, in a good market, you're going to succeed because of what you're doing well. You'll also succeed in spite of what you're doing wrong. Now, write this down. A shift exposes the frauds. A shift exposes those agents who were succeeding in spite of what they were doing wrong. Don't be that agent. You want to be prospecting based. Call for sell by owners. Call expired listings. Circle prospect. If you've got a limited thought that there's too many real estate agents calling for sell by owners and expireds. By the way, it is a limiting belief because there's not too many. But if you do have a limiting belief around that, well, then circle prospect, because there's fewer people calling those homeowners. However, circle prospecting is not the low-hanging fruit. The low-hanging fruit on the tree is for sell by owners and expireds. So I'm going to wrap this up with beginning to end calling a for sell by owner or an expired listing, because it's the same conversation, just a few different changes in the words.
John?
Yes.
Can a lot of us understand what you mean by low-hanging fruit, but can you explain that to the group that may not know what that means?
Yeah, of course. So we've got a big tree, and there's fruit at the top of the tree and in the middle of the tree, and there's fruit at the bottom of the tree. And if you're walking up to an apple tree, let's make it Florida, orange tree, the fruit that you can reach without a ladder or any tools is the fruit at the bottom of the tree. It's the low-hanging fruit. It's the fruit that is you're going to get the easiest and the quickest. For sell by owner, FSBO stands for fastest source of business opportunity. Fastest source of business opportunity. It's the low-hanging fruit. Hervé, they've raised their hand and they've said, I want to sell my home. You know, if there was this magic formula that you guys would know that somebody wanted to sell their home, if you could just drive around all over where you live and you could look at a house and know that they want to sell their home, wouldn't that be cool? I mean, it would be awesome, right? Well, it exists. It's called for sell by owner. There's a sign in the front yard that says help wanted. It doesn't say for sell by owner. Write that down. It says help wanted. Would you believe that there's actually homeowners that will put a for sell by owner in their front yard, Hervé, just to attract real estate agents? It's true. I'm having people shake their head no. It's true. It's true. Ask them. Is the reason you're selling your home script? Is the reason you're selling your home by owner, is it in order to save on the commission? And you'll hear, not often, but you will hear, no, it's because I don't know any good real estate agents. Well, now you do. Does today at 3 o'clock work, or would 4 be better for you? All right, so from beginning to end, I'm going to call Alan John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty. Reason for my call is I noticed your home is for sale. Looks like you're selling your home by owner. And is your home still available? Yes, cool. And if I had an offer on your home today, would you want me to bring you the offer?
Do you have an offer?
You know, that's a great question, Alan. I won't know if I have an offer until I see your home. That's exactly why we should get together. You see, if I could pop by for just 10 or 15 minutes, I can take a look at your home and then potentially bring you an offer. If I did have an offer, you would want me to bring it to you, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Who's going to say no to that? No, don't bring me the offer. It's a tie down, and it's a tie down that works. Now, when they say, yeah, of course, I would want you to bring you the offer. Awesome, Hervé, I'm available today at 3 o'clock, or would 4 be better for you?
Well, John, I don't want to be involved into any fishing expedition. Do you have a buyer?
That's a
qualified buyer?
I love that.
You know, Hervé, that's a great question. And we've got a ton of buyers. We is your office, guys. Do we have lots of buyers? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes. So Hervé, that's a great question. And honestly, the answer to your question is, of course, we have tons of buyers. Now, your question is, do I have the right buyer for your home? Because you don't want me to bring just any buyer, do you? You want me to bring the right buyer, don't you? Now, in order for me to bring the right buyer, I need to see your home. Now, would today at 4 o'clock work for you, or would 5 be better for you? Right? Now, you've got the appointment. Got it? Now you might hear, I don't want to work with a real estate agent. Your response is, cool. I don't want to list your home. I want to help you sell your home. I don't want to list my home. Cool. I want to help you sell your home. That's exactly why we should get together. Does today at 4 o'clock work, or would 5 be better for you? Now you might hear, what is your commission? And your response to that is, my fee is 3% to represent the buyer if you accept the offer. Now, it doesn't cost you anything if you don't accept the offer. And the only way you're going to accept the offer is if I bring you an offer that nets you the amount of money you want to net. Isn't that true? Yes, it is. So my fee is 3% if I bring you the right offer. I'm not paying 3%. Cool. When I bring you an offer, if I need to give up money in order to make the deal work, I will. I'm a deal maker, not a deal breaker. So does today at 3 o'clock work, or would 4 be better for you? You guys getting it? Did I give you enough responses to objections you're hearing? Cool. Now, the purpose of the call, please write this down, is to get the appointment. There is no other reason for the call. I'm never listing my home. If I do, I've already got a real estate agent. If I listed my home, I'd hire anybody but you. Now, the duck doesn't hear any of that. The duck is just quack, 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 feed me, feed me, feed me. I don't hear rejection. Rejection doesn't exist for me. No is not a word that lives in my vocabulary. No simply means not yet. People will never change their mind. They will just make a new decision based on new information. The purpose of the call is to get the appointment, period. I'm never going to list my home. Cool. See you at 4 o'clock. If I do list my home, I'm hiring Bob. Awesome. See you at 3 o'clock. If I ever list my home, I'm only paying 1%. Awesome. See you at 4 o'clock. The purpose of the call is to get the appointment. Now, I want you to envision, because I'm not going to go to the whiteboard for time purposes, we've got a big funnel. It's called your pipeline. And we're putting people in that funnel. And when you're adding one person every single day, one person saying, yes, I have food, here you are. And you're adding one per day. If you're working 250 days a year, you've added 250 people to that pipeline. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay. The purpose of the call is to get the appointment. The purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation to follow up from. It's not to list their house. The purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation to follow up from. To look for opportunity and to convey that you care about them, that they can trust you, and you know what you're doing. Now, how does that happen? Well, you knock on the front door, you have an appointment for 4 o'clock. First of all, you call ahead of time and you confirm, hey, Alan, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty, following up as promised, just calling to confirm that we're meeting today at 4 o'clock. I'm looking forward to seeing you then, period. So you call ahead of time to confirm the appointment. You've already stood out above your competition because they're not calling. Your appointment's for 4 o'clock. You show up and knock on the door at 4 o'clock. If you knock on the door at 4:10, can they trust you? Do you care about them? No, you're more important than they are. Your schedule is more important than they are. You're busy. You're selling lots of homes. That's why you're late. Look at me. I'm special. Show up at 4. Dress professional. Dress for success. They're interviewing you whether they said they're ever going to sell their home, list their home or not. They're still interviewing you. From the moment they open that door and you say, hi, Clarissa, my name is John Dietz. We had an appointment for 4 o'clock and it's 4 o'clock. May I come in?
Yes, you may.
They're interviewing you from the moment you knock on the door and they open the door and say, what do you want? Now, the moment you walk in that front door, wow, I am super excited to be here, Hervé. I'm excited to help you sell your home. Embedded command, sell your home. I'm excited for the opportunity to help you sell your home. Now, before I go any further, would you like me to take my shoes off? Little things matter. Next, Hervé, I would love if you would take me on a tour of your home. And as we're touring your home, I'm going to take lots of notes and ask some questions, because this is the information I'm going to use to help you sell your home. You guys listening to me?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to ask lots of questions. I'm going to take lots of notes. This is the information I'm going to use to help you sell your home. Now, as you're touring the home, like their home, write that down. Don't be the realtor who shows up and starts staging the house. That doesn't represent that you know what you're doing. It just represents that you're arrogant and that you're looking down at them and being critical of their home, like their home. Now, as I'm touring their home, I'm taking notes and I'm speaking as I do it. In other words, beautiful hardwood floors, crown molding, vaulted ceilings. Wow, I love your kitchen. Granite countertops, maple cabinets, travertine floors, stainless steel appliances. Man, if I lived here, I'd spend lots of time in the kitchen. True story, okay? Take notes out loud. Ask questions like, Hervé, how long have you lived in your home? In the last 5 years, what kind of improvements have you made to your home? Write down everything they say. Alan, if they told you they planted a new grapefruit tree in the backyard, write it down because it's important to them. Now, they may point out the handmade bookshelves that Grandpa Billy Bob built, and you're looking at those like, that's great firewood. And to them, it's the crowning achievement of their house. They love those bookshelves. Your job is to love those bookshelves as well. Yeah, those are awesome. The new buyer is absolutely going to love them. Write it down. It's important to them. How old is the roof? You know, your house was built in 1985, just out of curiosity. Is it original, or have you put on a new roof? When did you put the new roof on? When real estate agents advertise listings for sale and they write new roof. Do you know what that means? It means it's new today. That means you got a new roof today. If the roof was replaced 6 months ago, it's not new anymore. If you say new refrigerator, get ready to buy somebody a new refrigerator. Because when they move in, they're looking for what? A new refrigerator. So ask, when they tell you the kitchen's completely updated, we put in all new appliances, when did you do that? Oh, about a year ago. Okay, so 2021 new appliances. Got it. We have a brand new AC system. Awesome. When did you put in the new AC system? 4 years ago. True story, right, Scott? Of course. Write it down. So 4 years ago would have been 2018. So new AC system in 2018. Write it down. Because you're preparing for the fact that you're going to sell this home to somebody, and you need to tell them all the facts and information about this property. Remember, I'm conveying that I care about you, you can trust me, and I know what I'm doing. I've had sellers tell me, John, so-and-so showed up at my house, and they didn't even ask any questions. How are they going to sell my home? Or they didn't take any notes. How are they going to sell my home? Or they didn't even like my house. Why would I ever hire them? My response to that one, of course, is always, I don't know. I love your home. Hire me. Now, we end this tour at the front door. It's called the exit conversation. Larissa, can I borrow this for a moment? By the way, all of this is in here. All right. That's a promo, buy it. The exit conversation is in there. When I'm standing at the door, Juanita, thank you for the opportunity to see your beautiful home. I love your home, and I'm positive it's going to sell. Now, before I leave, I'd like to ask a couple questions. Would that be okay?
Sure.
It's the exit conversation. Now, first question. In my experience, Juanita, when someone is selling their home by owner like you, they have a game plan for how long they're going to sell by owner before they hire a professional like me. Embedded command, hire a professional like me. They have a game plan for how long they're going to sell by owner before they hire a professional like me. Is it okay if I ask you what your game plan is?
Sure.
How long? So she says 30 days, right? And awesome. I'm positive it'll sell in the next 30 days. I'll work really hard to find the right buyer for you and bring you an offer and help you sell your home in 30 days. And one more quick question. That's okay? Cool. So again, in my experience, when homeowners are selling their home by owner, they're usually doing that in order to save on the fee. Is that the reason you're selling your home by owner?
Yes.
Cool. And I know when I scheduled the appointment, you shared with me that if a realtor like me brought an offer, you would pay them 3%. Is that correct?
Correct.
Awesome. So the difference between selling your home by owner and working with a professional like me is 3%, not 6%, correct? Yeah. Now, I can walk away and that's the end of the conversation and you're dropping bombs. You're dropping a bomb and walking away. You're planting a seed because I promise you a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 30 days from now, when Juanita's home hasn't sold yet, she's remembering, John made a good point. It's not 6%. It's not 30,000. It's 15,000 to hire a real estate agent. And if that agent can help me net 15,000 more than I could, I'm actually making more money by working with a realtor than I am selling by owner. Maybe I should meet with her. Now, if I see opportunity, and opportunity usually shows up as frustration. I would have thought my home would have sold by now. I'm surprised it hasn't. Is the market shifting? Because I'm not seeing as many buyers as I thought I would. What do you think of my price? Because I'm asking 700 that people across the street, their home is not as nice as mine. It's sold for 675. I should get 700, but it's been 2 weeks and it's not sold. It's been 2 days and my home hasn't sold yet. What's wrong? Frustration. And the answer to frustration is, if I'm being too aggressive, script, write it down. It's in here. If I'm being too aggressive, please forgive me. However, Alan, if you were to hire a real estate agent like me, you would want to hire an aggressive agent, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So if I'm being too aggressive, please forgive me. And it sounds like you might be thinking it's time to hire a professional like me. So if I could show you how I could sell your home for more money in less time, would you like to see how I could do that?
Yep.
All right, listing appointment. No, I wouldn't. I don't want to list my home. Sure, of course. I'm not trying to list your home. I'm just asking, are you curious? Are you at least curious to see what I would do to sell your home for more money in less time? Yes? So tomorrow at 11 o'clock, or would 12 be better? Got it. I'll see you at 1. All right. That was a lot. Please tell me you got something.
You're so good, John. Unbelievable.
No, it's so true.
Brian, thank you.
You leave us speechless. You leave me speechless every time. You're awesome. You're so inspiring.
And it's all in the book, but the way you say it, it's like verbatim to what you wrote over and over again. And it's the same thing 6 months ago, now, every single week, whatever. It's the same dialogues you do. It's great. It's really good.
Yeah. Guys, I appreciate the kudos. I really, really do. I mean, we're not having an earthquake here, by the way. I'm just moving the table. I do appreciate the kudos. I really, really do. Thank you for that. And I want to hear how does this make a difference for you? What are you going to do different that you haven't been doing that's going to move you closer to your goals? What's the one thing that you can do starting today that you haven't done so far that's going to get you closer to your goal of taking a listing in the next 30 days?
Call Fizbos.
Get the book. Get the books. Okay, so that's good. Write it down. Do that. That's a great idea. What else? Brian, what was your one thing?
Well, call Fizbos. So I don't call Fizbos. I call expires only. And it's like, why am I not calling Fizbos? And I was complaining to Lee the other day that the expired listing call list becomes smaller and smaller because the market is so hot. And I was trying to get him to explain to me how I can do 20 more minutes of phoning in the morning. And this is the answer. Just call 20 minutes of Fizbos.
Great work. Love that. Hey, by the way, remember ducks don't complain. So don't complain. Wake up and quack. What else?
Now,
that scenario from you have to work step by step, because I can practice the script, I can practice it, but seeing you in action gives me an idea how to do that.
Okay, so Maria,
Get an action.
is this being recorded? Say yes. Can you go to my YouTube page and watch this over and over and over and over again? Can you? Yes. If you had the opportunity to invite me to your home and say, John, I want you to live here until I've mastered this.
Yes.
Would you? Don't say yes, that's weird. And can you do it through YouTube?
Yes.
Then why aren't you?
To make sure it doesn't strike.
You know, the ducks don't wake up in the morning and say, I didn't know people would feed you if you quacked. They don't. They just go quack. They figure it out.
hey, John,
Yes.
two things. Number one is, which is the database that has the best Fizbos? Is it still Vulcan 7? And then number two is, how the heck do they find those numbers?
When you put your home on the market for sell by owner, it's on the World Wide Web. It's available to anybody and everybody, including those companies that sell those leads. And
Got
the
it.
answer to the question is Vulcan 7, in my experience, still has the best leads.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Vulcan 7. You know what my favorite source of finding for sell by owners was as a real estate agent? Zig Ziglar called it eagle eye prospecting. Eagle eye prospecting is driving neighborhoods looking for sell by owner signs.
Yeah.
The reason it was my favorite is because for sell by owners have a process. They're going to put a sign in their front yard, Scott. It's going to sit in that yard for about a week. And then they're going to say, you know, my home still isn't sold yet. Maybe I'll put it on one of those websites.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do that. But for a week or maybe longer, it's just a sign in the front yard. The only people who are calling them are the people who see the sign.
Yeah.
Be that person. Call them before it ends up on one of those lists. When I was a brand new real estate agent, 2002, 20 years ago, Colin would have been 5 years old. Lacey was 6 months old. I would put them in the car with me and we would drive for hours. And we would look for sell by owner signs. I know I tortured my kids. And this wasn't something we did once in a while. This is something we did every day. I didn't have anything else to do. It was the only thing that there was. I needed to list somebody's home in order to get a check. I didn't have any listings. What else was I going to do?
Kind of funny to say that Sarah, this morning on scripts with Sarah, turned to page 7 out of your book and said, you need to lead generate like you lost Colin.
Yeah, that's a great story.
What was that?
Lead generate like you lost Colin. It's a great story. So when you buy my book, read the story about our trip to Disney World with Colin when he was a baby, 4 years old, 5 years old, page 7. Read that story. Yes, lead generate like you're looking for your lost child.
Did you happen to have that book with you? So,
Yeah, I have it. It's right here.
no, I mean. to
So this is copy. I don't know how much do you want for this? Let's auction this off right now. Bidding starts at $40. Raise your hand. Do I have 40?
Mine's not, so.
I know it, yes, but if you have it.
I was joking. It's on Amazon. I'm sorry, sweetie. I don't have any copies of it. No, I have to buy it just like you do. I don't get them free, guys. They sell them to me just like they sell them to you. All right, did you guys get good value today?
Yes.
8 people in Zoom. Did you get your money's worth?
Always and then some.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Yes. So time to get to work. Please memorize this. Please, please, please memorize this. I promise you the ducks wake up every morning and go, okay, guys, time to get to work. What is work? Work is quack until somebody feeds you. That's it. There is nothing else. For them, that's it. There is nothing else. It's quack until somebody feeds you. Now, work for you is talk to 20 people. It's a standard, it's not a goal. Your standard could be 40, by the way. It could be, I'm not going home until I schedule an appointment. By the way, that's been my standard for 20 years. As a realtor, it was 2 appointments. That was my standard. As a team leader, it's 3 appointments. That's my standard. Talk to 20 people a day. Not 19, not 18, not 17, because if you stop at 17, Scott, because it's close enough, you didn't have the 18th conversation, which could have been $1 million listing that you didn't get. I'm listening to my words coming from, yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's not the peanut gallery. I love it. I'm not correcting you. I love that I'm listening to my words. You didn't get the $1 million listing because you didn't have the conversation, because you didn't make the call. It's just that simple. So many times it's going to be the last conversation that turns into the $1 million listing appointment. I think it's God watching and he's just having fun. And he's like, I'm just going to make you keep having conversations until you get that appointment. I want to see how much you want this. So that yes isn't going to happen until your last conversation. What if? Yeah. Now, have care conversations, not sale conversations. Always lead with gratitude. Bring value to every single conversation. Focus on building a relationship. Getting an appointment. Adding somebody new to your database or getting a referral. Find somebody today that is thinking of selling their home and meet with them face to face every day. It's a standard. It's not a goal. Hold yourself accountable to the standard and meet with somebody today that is thinking of selling their home. And then follow up with them forever, because you reject rejection, because no is not a word that lives in your vocabulary. No simply means not yet. It doesn't matter if they're thinking of selling their home 30 days from now, 60 days or now, or a year from now, because you're looking for opportunity period, not just opportunity right now. Remember that people will never change their mind, but they will make a new decision based on new information. And when you follow up forever, you're creating emotional proximity, which simply means that when I get serious about selling my home, I'm going to hire the person who is closest to me. So Scott, when you follow up with me forever because you reject rejection, because no is not a word that lives in your vocabulary, no simply means not yet, and I make a new decision based on new information, you've created emotional proximity. That new decision I'm going to make is to, the answer is hire me. Say it like you mean it.
Hire me.
There you go. All right, guys, we have 9:50 and rapid fire role play. Let's do it. Your commission's too high. Who wants it? Talk to me. Just answer.
I'm gonna give other people.
My commission's too high?
Yeah. I've had other agents offer to work for less. I'm not paying 6%.
Other than my commission, is there any reason you wouldn't hire me